Alright, so in all honesty, I originally hated the character Light Warden. I'm like, I don't know, I just didn't see the use in her. She didn't seem very strong. And then, of course, I learned how to use her properly, worked on her skills a bit, and now she's, almost my strongest hero I even have. So it's turned into a real good hero, but she's only a regular purple right now. Granted, her skills I have all to 60, but she's actually really strong. So stats wise, we'll take a look there. A medium attack speed, alright damage. Health is moderately. I'd just say moderate. I mean, it's not super high for a tank, but that's a good thing because in some cases you almost want her to die. I know that sounds terrible and weird. Her energy gain is super high though, and that really works in her favor, and she needs that high energy gain or else she wouldn't be as effective. So let's go over to the skills section. Behold the light. This is what that energy gain works for. So this stuns and does a lot of damage to all near enemies for 2. So it does the damage and then it stuns them for 2 seconds. This skill increases her threat, which means all the enemies are going to target her, but that's a good thing, as we'll get onto that in a second. So it's a really good attack, and especially where she has this high of an energy gain and can do the attack multiple times. It's a really good skill, so you're going to want to upgrade this one a lot. Gets that stun in on the enemy and a lot of damage. But, so the second skill, Last Breath. Upon death, this hero heals all allies for a large percentage of their missing health. The amount healed increases with level. But so that's a great skill, especially for another frontline tank you're fighting with. So generally you want to use Light Warden with tanks. I guess you can do with a higher health or a lower health. You want to be careful about a hero with a lower health, like some of those attacking tanks, because if they die before she can do anything useful, that's not really helpful to her. So I'm not sure I'd use her with Totem Prince, because Totem Prince might get himself killed before she gets the chance. But then again, that just depends on who you're fighting. But upon her death, she will heal the rest of the team. So especially if you're using a higher health tank, she actually heals allies for a percentage of the health, not a set number. And so higher health tanks will get a really big boost. So you could almost use her with Feral Brute real effectively in order to get that health healed, and then as well as anyone on the back line who may need healing. Righteous Strike knocks back and does 487 plus 178, so about 650 damage to all nearby enemies. Not an amazing skill. It's a good skill, but not what I focus my skill points on. It'll knock back people and then it'll hurt them, all nearby enemies. It's definitely a good attack, but compared to a regular base attack, it's nothing too special. The knockback is the only useful thing. Then this purple skill. This is why I didn't think Light Warden was so good for such a long time, but it turns out she's actually really good. So, Resurrect. Upon death, hero immediately comes back to life with 3,200 health. The ability can only trigger once per wave, so she's not going to die and then come back and die and come back. But, she dies, comes back with like 40%, 35% of her health, we'll say. And she's back, so it definitely gives her. She has a lower base health, but if you add another 3,200 onto that, she actually has a really high health for the amount of time she's going to be there overall, and that also works really well with Last Breath, because she dies and then she heals everyone because it's her last breath, and so your whole team gets a boost. Then she dies again, but she can't resurrect the second time, but she still heals everyone, so she can actually provide 2 heals to your team. So she's actually a really amazing frontline tank. I would absolutely encourage upgrading her. I was having a real struggle on the whatever with Finesse, the trial feud with Finesse trial, and then I spent a bunch on upgrading my Light Warden. Now I can take the hard difficulty of that no problem, as well as I now use her on my arena team along with Feral Brew, or actually I use her with Cogmaster because he has a moderately high life too, and because of Light Warden's first skill, she increases her threat and can draw the firepower away from the enemies. So really good hero. I greatly encourage you all upgrading her. Thanks for watching.